Saturdays, I'm pretty sure. If you get a DUI in Milwaukee, they should just demote you to a motorcycle. You know? Put the training wheels back on, show us you can handle it like a man. You know? It's fun. It's okay to have a couple of drinks. It's a legal limit for a reason, right? It's 0.08. My issue with the legal limit being 0.08 is that drinking and driving is only fun around 0.09. You know? That's the sweet spot. Where like you're good to drive, but you do kind of feel like Willy Wonka sailing the boat down the chocolate river, you know? Where you're like, I know we're gonna get there okay, but none of my passengers do. That's the fun stuff. I sometimes think if I've been drinking and I have to drive, I'm better off with like 3 or 4 in me than just one. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, everyone just nodded their head. Very good. Because like 1 beer, you're like, oh, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I gotta get home, you know? 3 beers, that's where I get in the car and I'm just like, you're goddamn right, I'm an American. Like drinking and driving just immediately turns me full-blown Republican. I get behind the wheel and I go, oh, I can't drink and drive? I bought these roads? I paid for these streets with my hard-earned American dollars that I make at my work-from-home sales job. It's good. I'm joking. You should not drink and drive. Right? You should not. But we've all pushed the limit a little bit, right? Where you're good to drive and you make it home and you're not necessarily surprised you made it home, but you do kind of look around and you're like, looks like I win again. You're like, cop 0, me 47. Scoreboard! Man, we are having fun tonight, you guys. Hell yeah, this is good. This is fun. Let's see a little about me. I'm not really a tough guy, not a real tough guy. It's just how it is. Like someone asked me recently if I wanted to have kids, and I was like, I don't think I can have kids because I'm not sure I could protect a family. You know, like if someone wanted to harm my family and I had to fight them, one good punch in my ear, I'd be like, kids, get your things. That's your father now. With daddy, you'd be like, I don't want your kids. I'm like, well, they need you, so. Dang good. It's not good. I think you should be tough, especially now, because like we all, like no matter what you think, we all kind of agree that society's on its way down, right? We all like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? We all sort of feel that way. Everyone kind of looks down at the ground when I said that. So that's true, right? And I'm not today tough. I'm not apocalypse tough, you guys. So my doomsday prepping has just been changing my standards in women, right? It's like I'm gonna need to meet a girl who can pick up the slack for me in the end times, you know? Like I used to want like a kind girl with a nice smile, and now I'm like, I need a burly bitch with sword skills, alright? I need a woman who can wear me like a backpack. Fucking slay wasteland creatures forever, you know? I'll raise our young, I'll learn to breastfeed, alright? Doesn't seem that hard. Right there in the name. This is just a side note, but the apocalypse, like, if there is one, if there's like a nuclear fallout, right? I want to die in the nukes, for sure. I don't want to be around to try to rebuild, because I got no survival skills, and it would suck to survive a nuke and then immediately die because I couldn't catch a squirrel. I would just die and I'd go to heaven. God would be like, we're running sprints, we're sending you back. Try again, don't be a bitch. Also, anyone who survives the apocalypse is going to be like Gen Z millennial like I am, right? That's going to be an annoying way to live out the end times, right? Just like standing over a barrel fire and someone's like, you know, Bernie would have won. Like, you run into someone that you know and you're like, oh my God, you're alive, how's your sister? And they're like, well, they. Were vaporized immediately, so. There's gotta be like a new generation of doomsday preppers out there, right? Like, you know, remember doomsday preppers? That was like a big thing. You gotta think there's like a new generation, like some 19-year-old somewhere in Wisconsin just fucking hoarding jewel pods in a basement, you know? Just like, one day we're gonna have to trade these for Takis and White Claw, you know? I'm not tough. I'm not a tough kind of pussy. It is what it is. Over the holidays, I was with my family. I was with my dad. We got drunk. We started wrestling. That's what dudes do when they get drunk, right? They start like, women, if you don't know this, ask any dude in your life if they get drunk and wrestle, and then afterwards, ask them about the phrase, "Hey, I think I sat and gummed," and see what they told you. He's done. All right, we're good. Good. I started wrestling with my dad, right? I was like, my dad's in his 60s, I don't want to hurt this guy. But about 10 seconds in, I realized I was in way over my head. I was like, holy shit, old dog still got a gnarly bark, all right? This is not good, right? And then that's when I realized that the true measure of toughness is whether you can win in a fight against your own father, right? Because your dad is the only person who's 100% not afraid of you. You know? Your dad knows all your weaknesses. Like, I was like, I don't want to hurt this guy. But real quick, I realized I'm fighting a guy who watched every touchdown pass I ever missed. You know what I mean? Like, anyone can win in a bar fight, but can you beat up a guy who's going, some dads get a Heisman, I got a little bitch, you know? And then I started thinking about it, because I was like, dads they get brutal, and they're tough because they've been agitated for like 35 years, you know? And then I realized we should be recruiting our fathers for the military, you know? I mean, why are we sending wayward youth to fight our wars? We should just get all of our dads together, throw them a rifle and be like, the Taliban is fucking up the Wi-Fi, all right? Fallujah would be rubble in a week, all right? Taken care of immediately. I think men especially, it's like we grow up and we're told to like, we like sort of romanticize the idea of like being a soldier, right? Like we're told from a young age to like be a warrior, and every man kind of thinks they'd be a good soldier. I personally believe that I would be the first person shot in the face. It's what I just would be the first casualty of war. If I was at D-Day, it would be stupid. If I was at D-Day, I'd be like peering over the boat, just like, I've never been to France before. Right in the head. I'm not cut out for war. I'd be like throwing up in the boat, and they're like, oh, are you nervous for war? And I'm like, no, I have an inner ear thing, actually. It's very seasick. I was with my family, like I mentioned. My dad was telling me that he thinks that like phones and technology are like ruining my generation. That's the thing that we hear a lot. It's probably true, but I realized when I was with him that phones are melting their brains so much worse than ours, you know? Like, they have no idea. Like, my mom pulled her phone out while she was driving, and I was like, Mom, don't text and drive. And she goes, it's okay. I'm not texting. I'm sending an email. I was like, perfect workaround, Mommy, you know? I guess it's not crashing the car, it's just forwarding us to hell then, you know? It's fun. My dad, he doesn't lock his phone screen, so he'll butt dial me sometimes 3, 4, 5 times in a day. And that used to bug me, all right? But now he's getting older, his brain's getting a little bit wacky, right? And I realized that if I just pick up that butt dial, I can listen in on his old man life for a little while. It's great, it's like having a nanny cam on my aging father, you know? Make sure he's not getting into any like geriatric mischief or nothing. Like I'll just get a call from him and be like, hang on, I gotta take this. I gotta make sure my dad's not speaking Spanish at Chipotle again. You know what I'm talking? What the fuck is that about? My dad's never taken a moment of Spanish in his entire life. The day he turns 60, he'll just blitz through the doors of a Chipotle and just be like, si, muy, pollo, you know? And every time I'm just like, Dad, first of all, not Spanish. Second of all the employees are black, so don't do that. Good. I mean, we are having fun tonight, you guys. This is good. What about drugs? You guys like drugs? Hell yeah, I know you guys do. Sorry, ma'am, you have a tattoo on your forehead. Of course you like drugs. For those of you who can't see it, she also moved at drunk driving, so we got some A+ front row, right? Yeah, give it up for that. I like that, like, I live in Chicago, and all my friends are, like, really progressive about drugs. Right? They're like, do your drugs, just test them, be safe. And I think that's nice, but it's taken some of the fun out of doing drugs, right? Like cocaine used to be really fun. You sneak away to the bathroom, you do a little too much cocaine, you go back to the party, you scare the bitches away. That was fun. Fellas, we've been doing that for a long time, and it was fun. And now everyone I know who does cocaine isn't even like a cokehead. You know, they're just like a normal adult who likes a little bit of cocaine sometimes. And nothing will make coke lame like watching someone do it who has their life together. You know? Like just watching someone be like, you know, I think Becca and I are gonna buy a Mazda. Like, dude, you make $100,000. Stop licking my table. You know? I don't do drugs not because I'm against them, but because I'm really bad at them. You know, like I have friends who are like take mushrooms and they're like, oh, I looked at the trees and I realized I need to be a more empathetic person. I took mushrooms a couple weeks ago, and at one point out loud I just said the words, I got too many friends named Matthew. That was it, you guys. That was my big revelation on mushrooms. Most people come out of mushrooms, they call their family. I just put all the Matthews in a group chat together. So you guys figure it out. I don't care who goes. So good. I don't like that people act like there's a system to doing drugs now. See, like I had a friend who verbatim said to me, he goes, I like to do cocaine and smoke weed at the same time because they cancel each other out. And I was like, well, it sounds like you could just have a glass of water, you know? Sounds like you paid $200 to feel regular today. So, good. This is fun. You guys are fun. This is good. Let's see. I'm a Jewish guy. Jews in the crowd? Right. Not a great turnout from the chosen folks tonight, you guys. I'm not actually even Jewish. Get it, you guys? Oh, yeah. I'm just here to make sure there's no Jews in Milwaukee, you know? It says it on the sign. It's governor's orders, okay? Crazy move to be like, front row, I'm Jewish. Have we learned nothing? I am Jewish. I'm kidding. I'm not advocating for that. I was thinking about this, though. This is my favorite thing that the Jews do. I think this is so funny. It's that we circumcise our boys, but then we make them wear yarmulkes. You know? It's like, are we doing hats or not, you guys? Right? That's the stupidest joke I've ever written in my entire life. And it's the first one he's laughed at, just so you guys know. We're the intellect in the room. It's fun. I was thinking about this with all the stuff that's going on in the Middle East right now. I was thinking about this, that the cruel irony of the whole situation is that Palestine would be a great Jewish last name. Like, hey, we're going over to the Palestines for Shabbat this Friday. See, they're not all bad takes. We can just have fun sometimes. It's all good. It's a funny joke for those of you who have Jewish friends. It's fun. Anti-Semitism's been on the rise lately. That's been a thing that's been more prevalent. I think I was looking at it, and I think that anti-Semitism is definitely the funniest form of racism. Right? Because like everything that they say is like kind of whimsical. Like I saw a tweet that said that Jews were shapeshifters. Yeah. Can that one. We'll talk about it later. I saw a tweet that said that Jews were shapeshifters, and I was like, that's crazy, because if Jews are shapeshifters, how come most of us are 5'6"? It's like, oh, we can be anything we want, we all picked Jew? Crazy move. Alright. That was new, it did okay. So, can I get personal with you guys? Can I tell you guys something personal? Yeah, it was very good. Hell yeah. So yeah, went to the doctor this week. I ended up having to get a prostate exam. Yeah. Here's the thing, fellas. Prostate exam, not that bad. Honestly, the worst part is knowing that I'm never gonna come like that again. Crazy, man. You you know what I'm talking about. No, there's no one behind you, pal. It's only you. They tell you the exam's going to be uncomfortable. They don't tell you that you fall in love with the doctor, right? He was like, you're going to feel some pressure. I was like, yeah, put a ring on it, baby. Look, love comes in mysterious ways. I come when there's a finger in my ass, all right? I think the fun thing about a prostate exam is that it's the only time where you can learn if you're into something sexually, but in like a professional way, you know? Like, if you want to try choking, you can't call your doctor and be like, we gotta run some tests. But if you want to know if the butt is your spot, you just gotta be like, I'm peeing weird. And then worst case, you got cancer. Best case, new hobby. That's nice. I also wanted to be known that this couple has not looked at each other for this whole joke. So very good. Are you a couple? Are you together? How long have you been together? 14 years? Great. Go home and see if you can learn something about each other, all right? Have a couple more beers, see if you can get a finger up into the secret little compartment, all right? It's fun. I call it the stage trench. You can take it, all right? And she's a nurse. Great. She's trained for this. This is great. She's not even scared. You don't even have to clean up. She's seen worse. It's great. This got a little chaotic, didn't it? This was fun. The other thing about a prostate exam that I think is fun is that it's the only thing that dudes have to complain about as far as going to the doctor, right? Like, we all know that it's worse for women, but we're babies about it because it's our one thing. Like, I got a prostate exam, I went home to my girlfriend and I was like, he just put his finger into my butt. And then she came home from the gynecologist and she was like, I got fisted by R2D2, all right? Released from a POW camp, you guys. She was like, you don't know the horrors I've seen. She was smoking by the window. It was the craziest thing. The other thing that my doctor told me is that he thinks I should start going to therapy. Is that a thing that you guys do? Couple. This is what I love about the Midwest is that there's always like one person that's like, woo! Therapy! And then everyone else is just like, nothing 17 Miller High Life can't solve. Every single person I know is in therapy, and I gotta be honest, I'm fucking tired of it. I'm done. Because everyone's fixed now, you know? And there's no conflict anymore. Like, I was talking to my friend, and he was talking about how his girlfriend cheated on him. He goes, I think I can forgive her. She has attachment problems, and she can't control how they manifest. And I was like, no. Be a man. Murder, suicide her, you know? I was like, you cut her brake lines like an American, right? Pussy shit. My 85-year-old neighbor told me she just started going to therapy. Why, right? Like, I get trying to be better, but you don't put on a new windshield once the car's totaled, right? I get it. Try to be better no matter what your age is, right? But I think at a certain age you should just lean into being terrible, right? Because we don't like old people because they're charming. We like them because they say the most fucked up thing you've ever heard. And we're just like, dance peepaw, you know? Like, I was talking to my grandfather and I was like, I think I want to take a couple months off work and just travel. And he was like, everyone your age is a fucking pussy! He goes, no one wants to work anymore. He goes, when I was your age, I'd already killed 5 people in Vietnam. Which is a crazy thing to say, because he was not in the military. And he was just down there freelancing for a couple